The most critical time during a flight is during takeoff and approach to landing. This is also the time the aircraft is closest to terrain.
November 161, Hotel Whiskey, radar contact lost. Contact Toluca approach on 128.9er.
Roger, contact Toluca approach on 128.9er, 161, Hotel Whiskey.
Many airports around the world do not have radar facilities, making the air traffic controllers rely on the pilot to inform them of the aircraft position.
Good evening, Toluca approach. November 161, Hotel Whiskey, checking in at flight level 210.
November 161, Hotel Whiskey, Toluca approach, good evening. Fly direct Derby, descend and maintain 18,000 feet.
Fly direct Derby, descend and maintain 8,000 feet. 1 Hotel Whiskey.
In this example, the pilot is descending to 8,000 feet instead of 18,000 feet. Even when flying in familiar surroundings, let alone a foreign country without radar coverage, or in instrument conditions, a pilot's workload is quite high. The pilot must continue to maintain awareness of the terrain around him without being able to see outside. Most accidents happen when a small complication arises, due to human error or otherwise, and is not detected.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
Let's review this scenario and see how it could have been easily prevented. Once the pilot receives instructions to descend, he would have to begin preparations for landing. He must also run various checklists, communicate with air traffic control, and avoid possible adverse weather. To realize the aircraft is descending to an altitude too low, he'd have to cross-check his position on a map and then notice that the altitude he is descending to is lower than the minimum safe altitude at his location. However, if the aircraft is equipped with Honeywell's synthetic vision system, the pilot simply looks at his primary flight display and is able to immediately recognize something is not correct. SVS gives the pilot a substantial amount of situational awareness so that he can better focus on things such as dealing with weather and communicating with air traffic control. In addition to terrain awareness, SVS further enhances a pilot's situational awareness by providing numerous visual cues not present in non-SVS cockpits. The additional information provided by Honeywell's SVS also helps the pilot better manage the energy state of the aircraft, which results in more stable approaches, known to reduce overall operating costs. Instead of the instruments telling the pilot a story, SVS paints the pilot a picture in real time, helping the pilot stop a CFIT event before it ever begins.